right. We're here with Coach Mike Murray, Makayla Sargent, new Florida Gator commit. Also, Eric Lynn from the Victor Swim Club. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good.
All right. So, Makayla, how's it feel?
I'm really excited.
All right. So, tell me a little bit about your history in swimming. I mean, when did you start swimming? What gave you the inspiration to swim every day?
When I was younger, I did like a lot of different sports. But my mom was kind of into swimming, so I really liked swimming. When I was probably like 8 or 9, I started getting more into it and stopped doing like other sports. And then I started to get like more competitive with it when I joined his team. I was probably like 13, and then ever since then, I just have been doing really well and loving it. So.
All right. So, by the way, Eric, I muted you because I heard some airline stuff in the background. So, I'll come back in a second. But anyway, so Makayla, growing up in swimming, and at what point did you go, you know what? I'm pretty good. I need to start thinking about what's going on at the next level. When did that point happen? And then I'm going to ask you, Mike, the same thing, because you may have seen it, a lot younger, like coaches do.
I was on like a smaller team when I was younger, and there was just me and one other boy who were like decent at swimming. And then I started qualifying for some like bigger level meets. And I think when I went to my first Grand Prix, which was Minnesota, I was 14, and I think like just being able to see like the level of competition there and like what the playing field is with like it kind of opened my eyes to see like how much more was out there. And like it's not that I wasn't taking swimming seriously before that, but it just like opened my eyes to how much more was out there. So I think that definitely was like a big turning point.
So you're the kind of person that said, okay, oh my gosh, these guys they look bigger than me, or at least through my eyes, they look bigger than me, and they're swimming so fast and there's so many of them. Some people either shy away from that or they go, you know what, this is where I belong. Which one was that for you?
Well, I definitely felt small. I'm shorter too, so that didn't really help. But it definitely got me really excited, and I definitely wanted to be able to compete at that level. So I think that made me feel like where I wanted to be.
All right. So, Mike, same question to you. When did you see it come in for Makayla?
Well, she mentioned that Minnesota Grand Prix, and that was a big turning point in her career. I think she realized that, hey, I can compete at this level. I can do well at these meets. She had a great summer leading into that, where she, as a 14-year-old, had won the Eastern Zone Championships in a number of events. And I remember she had gone 5:07 to win the 400 IM long course. And I thought that was a great swim for a 14-year-old at the time.
Yeah. Wow. Good for you.
Yeah. And then in the morning in Minnesota in the 400 IM, she had dropped like 13 seconds to make it back in the A final at night. So that was really her first big experience. And then she went ahead and dropped another 3 seconds at night as a 14-year-old at a big meet. So we knew we could build a lot off of that, and it's a credit to her.
So when did you start saying, I'm gonna look outside the state for schools, and I'm gonna try to go to the best school I can? And what got you into the Gators?
Well, ever since I was little, I always liked the Gators.
What?
I don't know if it had anything to do with Ryan Lochte or not, but
of course.
But that didn't have anything to do with like me like looking into the school. But once I like actually looked into the school, like I really liked it, and I saw how great the academics were, and like just going on the visit there too, like I just felt like I belonged with the team. And I went on my recruit trip the weekend that they had a swim meet, so I got to see like that atmosphere too of how they like work together like as a team during like.
What team were you on?
What?
I mean, what meet did you go to?
It was the All Florida invite, so it was at their pool.
Oh, I was there.
Oh.
I was walking around. That's cool. Yeah, that was a good meet. That was a fun meet.
It was fun.
All right. So what other schools were you looking at?
My top 3 were Indiana University and University of Louisville, and then Florida.
Okay, so Coach Mike, how did you help her in this process? I mean, it's always a big process for the coach. How, getting them through 10th and 11th grade year and the preparation for all that. How'd you do that?
Well, we really tried to zero in on schools that had programs where she would fit in well. Both IU, Indiana University, and the University of Louisville had been recruiting Makayla for a long time, and they had shown a lot of great interest. Both wonderful coaches, wonderful programs, and Florida was kind of a late comer. But the more that Makayla talked to Coach Troy, the more that she saw how she would fit into that program. And of course, the history and tradition of success in the IM is something that really, I think, inspired her to want to get to that next level. And who better to do that with than Greg?
Yeah, that's true. The Florida Gators have a deep history in IM, and way back as Hawkins and those guys. So you go 200 and 416. Are those your best times so far?
Yeah.
And then pretty quick 200 fly. So they need all those right now. That is very cool. That is very cool. So what did Coach Troy say to you, or who is the main guy getting you through the recruiting process?
I talked to Coach Steve Youngbooth a lot throughout the process, and when I got there, I really got to know him, and he kind of introduced me to all the other coaches, and I just got along really well with all the other coaches too, so it was really good. And then when Coach Troy came down here for a visit, he watched our practice and stuff, and he just my personality and how he saw how I worked in practice and stuff. He just said that he felt like I would fit in perfectly.
So he traveled up to you guys.
Yeah.
Wow, he must have needed you pretty badly.
Well, he wasn't at that meet that weekend either. So
that's right. You mean the All-Star, the All Florida? That's great. That's great. All right. So Mikaila, for all 9th, 10th, and 11th graders, how would you tell them what to do in the recruiting process?
I would definitely tell them to start early.
Yeah.
You don't really need to get into it deeply, but you definitely need to keep your eye open for what interests you and talk to a lot of different people who've gone through the process. I have a lot of friends who are in college now that I used to swim with on other teams. Well, not on other teams, on my team, that are on other teams now. And they just have told me their experiences and stuff like that, and kind of what to expect, so I could prepare myself for going through the process, and so I kind of knew what to expect and all of that. So I definitely would say to start early and definitely do your homework, not just in the swimming aspect of it. You want to look at the academic side of it too.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about, you guys can both chime in on this. Tell me, without giving away secrets, Mike, tell me a little bit about your workouts. 200 fly, 200 IM, 400 IM, you definitely need a serious backlog. You cannot cheat those events at all. So tell me a little bit about what you guys do on a day-to-day basis, Mike.
Well, we have a pretty comprehensive training program that covers all strokes and all distances. Our program philosophy is really every event, every distance, every stroke for our kids. We really do a lot of IM, big IM background. And then I guess what we're most known for is our test sets. We do a lot of testing throughout the entire year. It's a comprehensive group of data points that we use for progressions for each athlete on our team. Interestingly enough, when Coach Troy came to visit, he came on a lactate test set night. So he got to see Mikaila go 400s IM all out on 8 minutes. So
wow. So what were your times there? What were your times on those?
I think I was
meters or yards? Meters or yards?
I was winning 430s.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, keep going. I'm sorry, Mike.
So that's really kind of the progression. We go through a distance test set progression and a lactate stroke and freestyle progression throughout the entire season. I think Kay is probably that's one of her favorite sets. Next Wednesday, she'll go 8 200s IM all out on 8 minutes. So we'll look to see some really early season speed there. What is your favorite test set?
Probably the 400s.
Really? The 400s?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. All right. So tell me the 3 big things that you want to get out of University of Florida.
Well, I really want to get good academics, obviously. I talked to one of the managers that's working there now, Anna, and she's going through the OT program there, and that's something that I'm interested in. and they have a really good OT grad program. So I definitely am excited about that, and I think that I can do really well through that. And I definitely want to learn more about swimming, not just getting faster. Like, I want to get faster, but I want to learn more about the sport and kind of be like a student of the sport as well. So that's definitely important. And I just want to build a lot of different relationships with different people from all over. So I'm really excited about that.
That's really good. And on a swimming side of it, what specifically do you want to get out of the program? I know you obviously want to get better, lower your times, be the best you can be. What are some of the specific things that you want to accomplish in swimming while you're there?
You cut out when you were.
Well, I mean,
so I don't know the question.
Oh, you did? Oh, I was saying, what are some specific things in swimming alone that you would like to accomplish at UF?
Well, this isn't really go specific, but I definitely think working on my backstroke will improve my IM. That's like my weakest stroke, but I definitely want to score at NC2As my freshman year. That's a big goal of mine. And I just want to help out the team in the conference championship too as well. So.
Oh, you're breaking up. We both broke up. We both froze.
We're good.
We're good. Are you good? Okay. By the way, you're going to be so psyched at SECs. It's so well, and so is NC2A. So hyper and so fast and cheering. It's just crazy fun.
I watched.
So, did you watch the game this weekend?
I kind of getting updated from some of my friends, but I didn't get to see the whole thing.
They don't show you. They don't show us up there.
No, they do. The game was on
in New York.
She had homecoming last night too, so I don't think she was really paying attention to the score.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, was it fun?
I'm not the best swimmer in the world, being uncoordinated as a swimmer, but it was fun.
That's great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you. Are you gonna come down to Florida anymore before you actually move down here?
I haven't really planned for it yet, but I definitely would like to.
Well, thanks a lot, Mikaila. And I guess you go by Kay?
Depends on whatever people want to call me. I'm pretty open to anything.
Well, that's great. Well, great to talk to both you guys, and thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, Joe.